Yo, what's going on, Kicks Army? Today I'm going to be doing a complete step-by-step tutorial teaching you guys how to draw the Vans Sk8 Hi Pro. And then after the initial sketch is done, I'll be going through some art tips and tricks to better help improve your drawings. Now, if these how to draw videos are very helpful for you, make sure you check out the entire how to draw playlist that I have that I'll link at the end of the video. And if you find this video useful, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and bounce past that bell to get post notifications. Let's get it! Now, the first thing we need to do to guarantee success is to make sure we have our guidelines in place. This will ensure that the shoe we're drawing is proportionally correct. So we're going to go ahead and start by drawing two squares right next to each other. Now, you can either use a ruler for this or you can eyeball it. Make sure you pick whatever works better for you. After we have the two squares, we're going to divide them into top and bottom halves. Next, we're going to go ahead and divide that bottom right hand quadrant into halves with a vertical line, as well as that initial left box. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and add one more horizontal line, dividing the two bottom quadrants into halves, and this will give us all the guidelines we need to draw out the rest of the sneaker. The reason why I don't really put any guidelines on that top right hand quadrant is because not much is going to go there anyway, so it's easier just to leave that spot blank. Now for me, I love to start out with the silhouette first because this is going to give us the overall feel for the shoe. So we're going to start with the rectangle on the bottom right and we're going to work our way around. And it's always super important to notice where I put my lines in relation to where the guidelines are. And the key point is notice how the tongue is going to extend past the top boxes that we make. It's basically making a triangle that extends past the top guideline. Next, we're going to go ahead and start working on the heel of the sneaker. Notice how for the outsole, the heel is not as smooth and round as the forefoot. And also notice how for the upper part of the shoe, the closer we get to the top, the closer we move inward towards the right. Once that line reaches the top, we can just connect it all the way through to the tongue. And bam, that's it. The silhouette is done. We're basically done with the whole drawing. You can pretty much stop right here if you wanted to. But now we're going to go ahead and start working on the outsole of the sneaker. So especially for the outsole, it's usually very helpful to notice that last horizontal line that we made as your guide for this. Notice how towards the heel and the forefoot, the outsole line extends up above that last horizontal line. And notice that curve, I really get that line when it gets towards the heel, so it gives it the illusion like it's wrapping around to the other side. Now we're going to work on that coil section that pretty much hugs the outsole. And all this really is creating two lines that are parallel to the line that we make that touches the upper. It's not super important, but if the outsole is going to be white, usually this strand that goes around is a different color that resembles the upper, just to give the outsole some more detail. Now we're going to add that small rectangle towards the heel that would represent the Vans logo on the heel of the shoe. And now we're going to go ahead and start working on the upper. So this part is going to be that panel that connects the side of the shoe to the eyelets. And for this particular part, you really want to notice the crosshairs of the entire guideline. Notice how for this side panel, we stay underneath the crosshair. And as this line starts to go upward, it should stay parallel to the silhouette that we started out with. After defining this shape, we're going to notice that the side panel and the tongue start to differentiate. Now we're going to start working on that panel that goes from the heel upward. And what's really important about this particular shoe model is that as it gets towards the ankle, it has those three grooves. Notice how I try to keep those three grooves even as possible. Now we're going to add that wavy line that connects the front panel and the heel panel. And especially for this section, you really want to focus on looking at that horizontal line that we have straight in the middle. Remember, these two lines in particular should be parallel to each other the entire way through. So it shouldn't be thin on one end and thick on the other. We're going to add that quick rectangle that would represent the tab that would have the Vans logo on it. And then we're going to add those lines that are going to represent the stitching of the sneaker. Notice how that stitch line that crosses over that curvy shape connects to the bottom of the groove line that's by the ankle. When you go ahead and you actually make these lines, they will be dashed, not solid, but we'll get to that part later. Now the placement is all that we really care about. Now I'm going to add that metal eyelet at the top. And then I'm going to add the 6th set of laces as well as the initial eyelet that's going to be right underneath the metal eyelet that we placed. Now don't get too worked up on the placement of these laces, just keep in mind that they should be placed evenly from each other. And when spaced out evenly, they should be in roughly those spots. Once I know the placements of the laces, I can go ahead and I can start filling them in to actually make them looking like laces. Then I'm going to add a little bit more definition to the tongue, connecting them underneath the laces. And at this point, you are done. The sneaker is already on the sheet of paper. You have done what you came here to do. And before I discuss some details about the inking and the coloring stage, along with give you guys some tips, I want to give a quick shout out to my website KicksArt.com. KicksArt.com is a website where you have access to well over 100 free sneaker stencils. This stencil, along with many others, are available on the site right now. There's Jordans, there's Nikes, there's Adidas, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff on there too. I'm also adding stencils to the site daily, although I didn't have the chance to get to one today. There will be new stencils added starting tomorrow. Everything on there is free. I think it's an awesome site, but I'm also biased, so you can do with the information what you will. But back to the drawing, and this is going to be the second phase of the drawing, which is the inking phase. With my particular style of how I do my drawings, all the outlines are going to be inked. And as opposed to the sketching phase, with the inking phase, you have to commit to whatever lines you make. So with the sketching phase, you have the luxury of using your eraser to readjusting the lines as you need it to make sure it look the way you want to. But when you're inking, you gotta commit to those lines. So I suggest, if you don't have the steadiest hand, to take this part nice and slow. Get close to the paper if you need to, go as slow as you need to, have control over your hand and the pen that you're using. If you don't have any art supplies, you can use a pen will work just fine. If you can, what I would recommend is starting off with an ultra-fine Sharpie. You can find those anywhere. Walmart has them for like a few bucks for like a 2-pack. Just make sure that with any lines that you do during the inking phase that you follow through, that you commit to those lines that you make. Luckily, since we did such a good job in the sketching phase, the inking phase is not going to be as difficult because the sneaker is already on the piece of paper. We're just simply outlining it to give it much better definition. Once I have everything good and inked out, then I go ahead with the eraser over and I kind of erase all the extra pencil marks that I made. If you go lighter with the pencil during the sketching phase, this part will be much easier for you. For the sake of making the drawing clear and easy to see for the video, I have to go a little bit harder with the pencil than I'd like, but you have an eraser so you can use it to your advantage. Now, since I want the stitching to be white in this particular sneaker, I'm not going to go ahead and do them in black because, well, I want them in white. And the easiest way to add any white detail on top of your drawing is to do one of two things. Either A, to not color in that section, which can be hard if we're talking about stitching, which is really small finite details, or B, to go over whatever section that you want, particularly those smaller finite details, with a white gel pen. Besides the fact that I can't even think of any white markers that I've ever seen in my life, even if you did have a white marker, there's a good chance that it wouldn't be as potent enough to cover up whatever ink color that you already have. Whereas with the gel pen has the ability to go over the marker colors that we use, so that way it's much stronger and actually shows up when we go ahead and we do our drawings. But because it's stronger and because it can smear easily, I wait to do that part last, so that way I'm not having those smudges go all over the paper if I accidentally mess up. But this stage is now the coloring stage, and this is my favorite stage. This is my bread and butter. This is what I do. And if you can't afford markers, which I understand they're kind of expensive, you can use colored pencils. Heck, you can even just use a pencil and you can use a gradient with it by either pressing down very hard to get a blacker color or being very light and getting a grayer color. Because I spent a lot of money on these markers and because I like markers period, I'm using markers for all my drawings. Although don't sleep on the colored pencils, you can do a lot of really good stuff with colored pencils. You just have to make sure you get good quality ones to actually blend correctly. Cheaper color pencils do work, but they're kind of a pain in the butt, I'm not gonna lie. The biggest tip that I have for blending markers, and this goes with any markers that you get even if we're talking about Sharpies, the first thing I would do is to outline any section that you're working on, so that way you can make sure that any marks that you put for that section stay within the lines and you don't go out of bounds. Here's a basketball reference for you guys, but we worked hard to get these lines here. These lines weren't here when we started. We don't want to go out of bounds. We want to keep everything in bounds. So the easiest way to do that is to go ahead and outline each section and then work within that section, so that way it's not as hard to go ahead and stay within the boundaries. I usually will give each section one coat all the way through, and then if I want to show like it has some depth, like it looks real, as I go down I'm going to add more and more layers of the same color. When you overlap the same color multiple times, it makes a deeper, darker version of that color. So towards the bottom of the section, it should have multiple coats, whereas towards the top of the section, it should have one or maybe two coats. That's because naturally light comes from the top, not from the bottom, unless you want to give it that effect, in which case go ahead. And this is also super important too. When you're coloring, especially with markers, color in the same direction. Don't just go crazy with your markers coloring in 5 different directions. Keep it going the same direction unless you're being intentional and you're trying to go for some specific effect. That's for 2 reasons. One is because it doesn't look good most of the time. Two, when you're going crazy with the markers, coloring everywhere, you're wasting a lot of ink. I know these markers are expensive, and I know you guys know these markers are expensive, so be cautious with your supplies. And if I may plug my website one time real quick, on every single stencil I have on my site, I also have a page that includes 4 of those stencils on one page. The concept is that if you're using those stencils and you want to try out colorways, but you don't want to waste a lot of ink and supplies, you can try them on smaller samples first, so that way when you have that colorway that you like, you can go ahead and commit to it on a bigger sheet of paper. But on this last stage, you're going to notice now that I have all the coloring done, I'm going to add the stitching with that white gel pen in all the spots that it would need it. Newer basketball shoes don't really have too much stitching because it's a lot of synthetics, so it's not a lot of leather that's incorporated or stuff like that. But in a lot of older basketball shoes and traditional shoes, stitching is very much a thing that you'll see. It's that small level of detail that really separates it from looking like a basic shoe. And stitching is very easy. Follow whatever line that you need to, draw a little bit, pick up your pen, draw a little bit, pick up your pen, draw a little bit, pick up your pen. Do that over and over and over, and then bam, you have a stitched line. And guys, you don't have to guess on how this is gonna look. Look at a picture for a reference. You got the internet, you guys are watching this video. Look at images, get inspiration, look at how the images look, and kind of go off of that. One last thing, on the very bottom, I go through the very bottom with the light gray. Again, this is to give it some more depth. If you don't have a light gray marker, that's okay. You can use a pencil. You use a pencil lightly, it's basically a light gray. Bam, I just blew your mind. But that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you like this style of tutorials, please let me know down in the comment section below. And of course, leave a like if you enjoyed it. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and bounce past the bell to get post notifications. I have a full playlist of how to draw videos that I'll be linking at the very end over here. Make sure you visit kicksart.com for all your sneaker stencil needs, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Yay!